Good morning, everybody. Happy
Yes.
Monday.
Good morning.
Joe,
Good morning.
welcome. How you doing, bud?
Doing good. Doing good. Feeling a lot better. A lot better from
I'm,
yesterday.
gl-
Ooh, yesterday was
I am
crazy.
glad to hear that. Oh, you know what? How about if I turn on a light and you can see me better? Oh, there we go. Not that I really want the light because it's like
Yep.
oh man, one of those necessary evil things. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you had a great weekend. Hopefully you got to spend time with some family and touch grass, as they say, all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, we've got a good show for you today. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, and the debt, the Doge, which is still going up, even with all the issues going on with Elon. I don't understand. We're going to talk about the Circle IPO. We're going to be talking about California trying to take your crypto. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. And if you're watching this on the replay, there will be links in the description, so you can just go to whatever section it is that you want. All right, man, I feel like I'm done. That's it. I'm done for the day. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. But what we are going to do is we're going to go take a look at who's here and give everybody a shout out. And BC Port Corp. There you go. BC in the house. Don't forget BC, myself, Crypto Bedell, 7 p.m. tonight are going to be live. We got Redman coming on, and we're going to be talking about his book. We're going to talk about a bunch of other stuff. Let Redman put his 2 cents in about some other stuff. And we're going to give away a copy of his book. So make sure you're there for that. Crypto Jar is in the house. Crypto Jar, appreciate you being here, man. This poor guy, I feel bad. He's still trying to get stuff in place at his house so he can do. I know he's put out a few videos, but yeah, he's not quite ready to go live. So Matrix money's coming, folks. It's coming. It's just a matter of time. And Dylan, appreciate you being here, my friend. Appreciate it. Yes, exactly. Turn those lights on. Yeah, man, I'll tell you, it's bad. I got these lights. Whew. Jesse, Uncle Jesse is in the house. If you are a channel member, Uncle Jesse emojis in the chat. Please, all set coming in. Hey, appreciate you being here. As always, guys, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the support. And even last night, guys, with the support, last night, BC Port Corp and I talking cryptocurrency taxes. Not necessarily the most glam topic, but a necessary evil in the crypto space. All right. Hopefully you caught that. If you did not, go back and check it out. Not right now, though. Stay live. All right. Here we go. Let's see. Let's get to the first thing. Joe, I love reporting on this stuff right here. Another solo miner hitting a Bitcoin block, baby. That
That's
is
crazy.
big
What
news.
is that, like 3 in a month or something like that? 3 and maybe 2 months?
I think it's been about 2 months or 2.5 months. We went a little spell there for a few weeks where we didn't have any solo miners hitting anything, but here we go. Bam, we're back, and this is awesome. Yeah, it's what it's all about, right? I mean, listen, helping to keep Bitcoin diversified and decentralized, huge. But the fact that you can literally have one of these teeny weeny miners pulling no energy, and bam, you just got yourself over 3 BTC for hitting the block plus the fees.
Right. And you're not paying all the electricity, dealing with all the heat, the noise. How much do those run? Around 300 or so? They can't be
Honestly,
like
you
3 grand or 30 grand.
no, you can get them for as low as like $150. That is
Really?
insane. Yeah, I mean, they've got different models now.
Yeah, I know
So
Shuby
like,
had one that had a bunch of the USB sticks on it. And would
yeah,
that
those.
be considered one, or would that be considered like 8 of them? It'd be one, right? It's
Well,
just
he strung them together so they're working in tandem. Which is for those, because those are oh my god, what the hell are those called? They are like USB miners. They're not
right.
as powerful as like the solo miners, like the bit
Oh, okay.
axes and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, you kind of got to string those together. But
Right.
yeah, in
That's
fact,
amazing. I love it.
yeah. I mean, it's like, man, you can't be like going wrong with that. And as far as Bitcoin news is concerned, that to me, one was the biggest item on the menu. And quite frankly, if you want the truth, very, very important item on the menu. It's basically a Raspberry Pi. Yes, like $200. Yes, yeah,
Right.
you can exactly. And BitAxe. Well, I don't know if that solo miner was actually a BitAxe, so I'm not trying to put out misinformation. They were all set, but yeah, BitAxe is definitely one. I got me one of those as well. Matter of fact, if I think Bedell's got two of them running. He loves talking about it when we're on Crypto on the Rocks. So Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm sure he'll be willing to talk all about that. All right, Joe, time to move on to the fear and greed, and then we're gonna get to you and Bitcoin. Here we go. Fear and greed index right here coming in, and again, now this resets in about 8 hours, as always when we're live here. 62, still in greed. I guess maybe that doesn't surprise me because Bitcoin's kind of gone up a little bit over the weekend here. So, any thoughts about this?
Yeah, I would say it's about what I'd be thinking about, 62. And then, of course, with this morning happening, I'd probably push it up to like 65. But I'm good with that number.
Yep. I agree. I agree. So there we go. I mean, Bitcoin's got a little bit of a upward action going on, and Joe's ready to break it down. Are you ready there, bud? I'll bring your screen up.
Let's do it.
All right. You have control of the show.
Awesome. All right. So here I posted a video this morning at around 3 this morning, Eastern Standard Time, talking about this potential bounce. And at this time, it's when we had a possible bullish divergence. Of course, we have our low here, which is lower than this part. But if we come down here and double click here, we can see that this one is actually lower. Like if you zoom in, you can see that this one is lower. So this was showing us a possible divergence. Now, I don't hear a lot of people talking about possible divergence. They always say divergence or hidden divergence. The reason this is possible is because if the price action continues to come down, well, then this will match. This would actually be lower than this, which it is, and the price action would match. So there would be no divergence. It would just be price coming down. But since we saw this right here, I went ahead and put that out on my YouTube channel, and I let everybody know. It's like, all right, we have possible divergence. What I'm looking for, and this was actually drawn on my earlier stream for the day, where I was thinking the price was here. I think we might come down, come up, maybe come down again, then eventually come up to the top of the box. I'll probably get a retrace and then come up. So one thing that I do is I show you what I think might happen versus what a whole bunch of other people do is they'll spend 15, 20 minutes saying what already happened, the levels that were already hit, the stuff that was already touched or tapped or whatever. And then they'll, at the very end, they'll say, oh, watch for this level, watch for this level. That to me, that doesn't fly. Like, I want to know how can I make money? And that's what I show you. So make sure to tune in every single day. I go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard, Saturday and Sunday at 4. Then, of course, I do bonus streams. Last night, I believe I did a bonus stream as well. I think
Well,
I
if
did.
you were live at 3 a.m., you sure did.
Well, that was actually just a video. That was just a video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And of course, none of this is financial advice. Let me go ahead and hide this really quick. All right. So my thought process at this time was one, we could either go up. Now, this was my plan B. My plan A, because I still wanted to come down, is for it to break this level, come down here. And this was my plan A. And my plan A didn't work. This was my plan B. And then I had a plan B and a half, which would have been this one right here. But my plan B was actually this one. I think I have it over here somewhere. Not gonna, yeah. So this is my B. This is my B and a half. You can see my little half right there.
Nice.
But let's see here. Let's go to this. Oh, wrong one. All right. So now that we're here, what do I think might happen? Well, I was looking for a retrace here But since it continued coming up, now I'm looking for a retrace. Whenever it retraces, I want to see a retrace. And it did come down almost to our level of our box. Now I don't have it on here because it gives me a lot of numbers that I don't like, a lot of sixes. So I just moved it up a little bit. What I want to see is I want to see a retrace, and then it did retrace, but I would like to see a deeper retrace. Now, one thing I always recommend everybody do, use the magnet tool. The magnet tool is your friend. This is the only magnet in crypto. Of course, I do have people that disagree with that, but hopefully one day they will realize the strength of their words. This is the only magnet. It's on TradingView. You come over here to the very bottom of this move, which would be here, and I come up to here, very top. We can see that the pullback was to the 382, which is fine. We want to see at least a retracement to the 382. I would love to see a retracement to the 0.5. Going to the 618 is okay, golden pocket. Hopefully we bounce. But if we break below the 618 danger zone, that's when we might, completely roll over, break this level, attack this level, and keep on coming down. But since we came here and we bounced up, right now we're okay. To me, I don't like it when we just go up. I want to see, up, then a couple of these going down, kind of fighting for to break the top again before deciding whether we're going to continue up or down. But right now we're going up. We can see it right now. We're at 107.987, looking very strong. To me, it'd be stronger if we had a really nice retracement, had a few 1 hour candles kind of going sideways, but trying to go up. When that happens, that's showing more strength because it had the opportunity to go down and it didn't. Now we're going to do this really quick. We're going to zoom out to the 4 hour time frame. Let's go to the daily time frame, and I'm just going to hide all of this. Now, one thing that we did talk about in that video that I made at 3 in the morning, I strongly recommend everybody watch it. I go over key levels. One thing that we do not want to happen is we do not want to make a lower high. And we are only going to know this probably, I'd say maybe a week or two. We need several candles, and each candle represents 1 day. So we're going to need at least 1 week, possibly 2, to maybe come up and then either come down, creating a lower high, which we do not want. But if we do roll over, and again, I'm giving the time limit about 2 weeks. If we do roll over, and then hopefully we can stop and then fight to break this newly created pivot that's not done yet or created yet, to attack this one to make our new all-time high. However, if we don't break the high and we end up making a lower high and coming down, this is what I'm worried. This is what we've been wanting to see it for so long that if it does come down, now we're looking for a bounce. And again, all this takes time. Nobody knows what's going to happen. We have to react to what happens. So if the price comes down to around 97 to maybe 91, we're looking for a bounce. If it continues to come down, well, the next levels are around 85, 81-ish area. These are just very rough levels I'm giving you. But we're looking for the bounce. The main thing that we're doing is we're waiting for that bounce. If we continue to break the lows and not break a high, and a high is a pivot and the low is a lower pivot. If we continue to break the lower pivots, there's a really good chance that we might continue going down, end up going sideways. Before you know it, that's the bear market. And I know nobody wants to hear that, but that would be the bear market. So what we're looking for is that bounce. Once we do that bounce, we're breaking the high. Hopefully we break another high and another high, then eventually do the all-time high. Now we're in the money. So that's my breakdown on Bitcoin. My current thought process, what I think might happen, and just to watch out for a lower high. But we're not going to know this for at least 1 to 2 weeks on the daily candle. And it's always best to zoom out daily or longer so that we could identify these macro levels, a larger picture.
Oh, it makes good sense. And guys, we're going over to Joe's stream. As soon as we're done here, we're going to go raid his stream at noontime. So all you got to do, if you are on YouTube, is stick tight, and we'll be sending you right on over there. Now, Joe, I know, odd question, but like, hasn't Bitcoin been above 100K now for like a month? Am I right in that time frame? I
Well,
think it's
let's
been
go ahead and use
close.
this. And we went over 100 right around here. So let's go here to here. Yep, a month.
Wow.
So 100 is on this just crazy, like out of nowhere. And I'm thinking we're going to roll over. So I keep on thinking we're going to roll over because it would be healthy.
Right.
But no, you're exactly right. You know, when it broke this level, I mean, it broke the level. And 32 days, and then 32 days for this one candle, which was absolutely huge, especially for Bitcoin, it went up about 7%. And normally we do like 1%, 2%. So a 7% candle on Bitcoin is absolutely huge. And it just went to the moon. And here I'm thinking we're going to come down pretty hard, at least to the 50% of this current candle. Went sideways, went up. So, and right now we're breaking out of this again. See what happens.
And Jesse saying a 81.3 incoming. I don't know. Yeah. And then he's like, I hope not. Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. But yeah, I think I thought Bitcoin had been up there for a little while now. So
Yep.
yeah, that's crazy. Listen, we're gonna catch up with the chat in just 1 second, but listen, don't forget, we still got a lot of stuff to go over. Joe, thank you for going over Bitcoin. And like I said, Joe's going to go into a lot more detail on his own stream, and we're heading over to his stream right after we're done here. So sit tight, enjoy the rest of the show. And yeah, again, if you're watching on the replay, links in the description for timelines. So you don't have to listen to me banter, but you should, because hey, why not? Anyway, let's go give a shout out to the chat real quick, because we've had a bunch of people jump in. Automatic Beats is in the house. Appreciate you being here, my friend. Great supporter here. Tech Man, there he is. Tech Man in the house, always, especially on Friday nights. Yeah, especially. Oh, all right, Jesse. Yeah. Although I can't say anything because I put some magnets in there when Joe was mentioning it too. So
Everybody does. As soon as I start talking about magnets, they're like magnets.
It's so funny, man. It's so funny. And yeah, Jesse loving the magnets. I get it, man. I get it. And there we go. Maybe a pretty girl. Yeah, there you go. Versus the magnet. Babe magnet, right? Yeah. There we go. That's too funny. Oh, A West in the house. Appreciate you being here, A West. All right, let's see. Did I miss anybody? Oh, she snuck in on me. Wig's wife in the house. Appreciate you being here. Oh, LBC snuck in on me too. Get those waves in the chat. Awesome. Appreciate everybody being here. All right, so let's move on to what's next. Now, normally we go into the debt and Doge right now, but I'm gonna have a little bit of a divergence here. Not the kind you see on the Bitcoin chart, but we're going to diverge here and listen to Mr. Powell. Now, this is an old interview that I'm about to listen to, but I think it's kind of funny because what they tried to, or in this case right here, Geiger Capital tried to do was put into perspective how much our debt is growing on, when you think about it in timeline. So right here, he puts 1 million seconds ago was May 23rd. 1 billion seconds ago was 1993. 1 trillion seconds ago was 30,000 BC. That just like trips my mind right there. And the US debt is now rising at 1 trillion every 180 days. We're almost, I was kind of worried, I'm not going to lie, that when Joe and I came live today, that it would have creased the $37 trillion mark. Not quite. We're going to see that in a second, but we're going to listen to Jerome here spouting his, I don't want to say wisdom because that's not true, but about 30 seconds. Hold on.
The U.S. is on an unsustainable fiscal path. The U.S. federal government's on an unsustainable fiscal path, and that just means that the debt is growing faster than the economy.
I have the sense this worries you very much.
Over the long run, of course it does. We're borrowing from future generations. It's time for us to get back to putting a priority on fiscal sustainability, and sooner is better than later.
Well, of course it is. But the problem is nobody wants to pump the brakes on the debt. Nobody wants to pump the brakes on government spending. Ugh. That's all I got for that. It's just like, ugh. These people, and it's both sides of the aisle. Sorry. One of the things that we're going to talk about later is Trump and the debt ceiling. That's why in the title I put Trump goes full on crazy, because like that, you know how everybody likes to say that's what I voted for. Well, that's not what I voted for. So I'm just putting that out there. All right, let's go take a look at the debt. And here is what the debt was last week when Joe and I were live. 36,927,000,000,000. And the Doge, which again, like I said, I'm surprised given all this stuff. I thought Elon gave up, but there's still the Doge clock is still rising, is at 501 billion. Currently, here is the active clock. 36,956,000,000,000. I don't know, Joe. I think maybe when we end up live next Monday, we might be lamenting about that thing creasing that $37 trillion mark, man.
Right.
I'm not happy about that. I mean, I get it. It's going up a lot slower. Double thumbs up for that. But, man, that's a depressing number. That's a damn depressing number. And as you can see here on the live clock, like I said, Doge still going up here to, in this case, 511 billion. I mean, that has slowed down a bit, obviously, with, things, Elon and Trump having their little mini feud going on and that kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't know. We got to pump the brakes somehow, people. I don't know the what, the why, the how. But one thing is for certain, if they're not going to pump the brakes, we need to get the workout. Yeah, you should get a workout, but that's not what I was trying to say. We need to get the word out about, like, crypto, sound money, gold, silver. It's just, it's crazy how bad this is going to get if we do not. Techman
100%.
Techman saying, when I worked in distribution, our government clients are always making sure that they never pay tax. Why does the government never pay tax? But yeah, the interest on the debt. Yeah. You know what? Because Ponzi scheme. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Word out is word. Yeah, I get it. Thank you, Jesse. Yeah. I know. Slacker right here. All right, let's keep going on. Now, like I said, talking Trump doing the full-on crazy thing. Here we go, where he talked about, and again, this is old news, and it was something actually we talked about on Crypto on the Rocks last Friday. Him and Elizabeth Warren both agreeing, like, you know what? Let's just scrap the debt ceiling because, like, we're just going to keep raising it anyway, which I agree with 1,000%. We are going to just keep raising it because, as Joe and I have talked about how many times, they have no choice. They have to keep spending. They have to keep raising it. It's just the way it is. But here you go, right here, talking about eliminating the debt ceiling. And they highlight right here, the debt limit should be entirely scrapped to prevent an economic catastrophe. I'm sorry, I don't see that as the way to avoid the economic catastrophe. But what do I know? Old guy interwebs. Joe, anything you want to throw in on that? I just it boils my blood, man. It just boils my blood to even talk about it.
Like I said before, crypto, I never knew any of this stuff. Now I'm learning more about money and about everything else, which is really sad because they should teach this in school, but they don't. Right. And again, like, what they don't want to really teach this because then, I mean, revolution. I mean, because now we're aware of what's happening, and I just get sick. And I did post a link. It's a little bit up, but I did post a link for the episode number 4 to that video to explain what we are talking about in reference to, like, they're always going to have to raise the debt ceiling,
Right.
because the way the money is made, and you have to watch the video. It's crazy.
And watch it multiple times. Joe will tell you he did it. He had to watch it multiple times.
Yeah.
I had to watch it multiple. It's just like, because when you actually get it, it's like it blows your mind that we are literally living in a Ponzi scheme.
Yes. And then
Ponzi
what
scheme.
I was doing is I was listening to it on the other monitor, and I'm charting and doing everything else. And then, I mean, just a few minutes in, I was like, what? No way. So then I put that to the main monitor, and I'm just like laser focused, like,
yep.
that is, and that was the system. It was designed like that. It didn't just kind of slowly evolve, like, oh man, how do we get out of this trouble? It was like, no, we're gonna do this to this to this, and just move the shells around, and boom, there you go.
Yeah, that's a good analogy right there, Joe. The shell game. Move those shells around. And right here, yeah, money is not real. It's facts, all set. Facts, man.
And it makes me sick. It makes me like really upset. More upset with how we are tricked for what money is versus like what it actually is. And before, when we had the bartering system, well, it was a physical item that we transfer, and they had to put value in what we were trading, versus something that literally can be printed. And then now it doesn't even have to be physical. It's going to be numbers on a computer.
Yeah.
So I was like, how does...
Yeah, facts. And yeah, right here from Peter to Paul. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. CS in the house. Appreciate you being here. The global collapse of gold is going to send shockwaves. Well, look for Adam Livingston's latest video, Peter Schiff. Okay, I'm not familiar with that particular video. I'll go take a look at that a little later on. Gold and what's going on with the manipulation of gold is a whole other thing. I mean, again, something we've talked about. I've made numerous clips about it. We've talked about it here. We've talked about it on Crypto on the Rocks. It's just crazy, the shell game they're trying to play with that. Let's just call that a shell game as well. But again, hold your own. Oh yeah, go ahead, Joe.
I have a question for either CS or anybody in the chat, and of course UCCM.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the Fort Knox? I thought we were going to do the live stream.
I was just gonna bring that up. and you see a lot of people on X just kind of casually throwing that out there. So what happened? And yeah, we ain't never gonna see it, in my opinion.
And if it is, you're gonna see the green screen, like, oh, put on the green screen. Either that, or what is it? A lot of the Home Depots and places like that, all their bricks are going to be gone, and all their spray paint
and their gold paint. Yeah, exactly. I'll say we're never going to see it, man. We're just not. Sad to say that.
Yeah, and to think like the government thinks we are this dumb, and we, for the most part, we are, until we get shown the facts. And even if we do know the facts, we don't want to listen to it, because like, no, they would never do that to us. That's the government, this and that. But like, I've never been a foil hat person, but the foil hat people have been talking about this for decades.
Yep.
And now it's all making sense, because now, of course, we're getting to finance and everything else. And just, man, it really, really upsets me that we are trading our time and everything for money, and then use that money to buy stuff, and then you get taxed on it again. Then just the whole tax thing. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's another rabbit hole.
Then crypto tax. You make money. You think you're making all this money, and you get taxed on that. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, do you not want us to go to the next level? I guess I got to work harder so that you can still take money out, but hopefully I make more money than... It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, so you can still bloodlet me, basically, via inflation and everything else. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm 1,000 with you.
And then the worst part, fine, they do all the taxes and everything, take all my gains, everything, tax the land, the property, even though the house is already bought or the mortgage already paid off, they're still doing all this stuff. And then to come to find out, and paying taxes every year, come to find out, they're like, we don't even need that tax money. We can just print it. It's like, just throw the salt in my ice.
Yeah, I know, right?
And then if I don't pay it, I go to prison.
That's right.
It's like,
that's right. You got to be in politics to be a legal crook, and you know, kind of to LBC's point right here. And you know what? See, I'm not, or try not to be part of the whole polarization of, you know, Trump and or anti-Trump or any of that stuff, because honestly, it's not about one man. Let's be completely honest. It's about the system and about everybody involved in the system, and yeah, the entire thing. And yes, CS, you're correct right there. Got to separate the money from facts. And here's the thing, folks. This is part of how we do it. Yeah, I get it. You guys come here, you want to learn about this, that, or whatever, but we got to share this out. We got to get this information out there. We've got to kind of wake people up to this information, because I know prior to being involved, like Joe said, until I got into crypto, it's like, you know, well, the same here. You know, I kind of knew, you know, you had that kind of vague idea they were ripping you off, but you didn't really know how. And then you get more and more down this rabbit hole here in cryptocurrency, and you start to open your eyes, and you just want to, like, gouge them out because of what you're seeing. And like Daniel Diaz says all the time, two things people don't want to know how it's made: sausage and legislation. I mean, facts, man, facts, right? And but we need to be able, as people are just trying to live, they're trying to survive, you know, but they need to know. So we need to try to share that information where possible. Okay, rant over. We should probably move
I
on.
love it. I love it. You know, just the back and forth. And but
yeah, no, I do. I like the conversation, and thank you everybody in the chat, by the way, for being part of the conversation. Yes, I get it, LBC, exactly. I wasn't trying to point you out to anti-Trump or whatever. It was you're right. It's all of them, and that's just kind of my point, you know. But we know how you know, TDS works and so on and so forth. Yeah, facts. What else says? There, trust no one. I think BC actually said that on, was it last night's stream? It was one of the recent streams where he was like, yeah, I'm not in crypto because I trust people. It's like, yeah, exactly. I get that. I completely get that. I really appreciate all of you guys jumping on in there. But what we're gonna move on a little. We're gonna move on a little bit, and that's okay. We could take some time in a minute to chat some more, because Lord knows Joe and I get off on our tangents. We like our tangents. Oh man. All right. Listen, I don't know if anybody even heard about this. I didn't see much with it getting kind of thrown out there. But if you had AT&T as like your provider, cell provider, whatever, hackers leaked data of 88 million AT&T customers, including 44 million decrypted social security numbers. Man, this kind of stuff just seems to be like happening everywhere and all the time lately. And I get it, AT&T ain't like the number one provider anymore, but that's still a crap ton of people. So if you ever used AT&T, you might want to be aware and get some checking to make sure that your social security number is not one of the ones that got released to the wild. I hate giving bad news.
For me, I would like them trying to get credit card under my stuff. Heck, they might improve my credit. So come on. Like, man, we tried this
my
one
goodness, that
several
was
times.
funny.
We gotta try another one. So yeah, this
like,
is throwing mine away.
I love it. Help a boy out, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep going. Now we're going to talk about how, you know, we got Trump sitting here trying to raise the debt ceiling, or not raise, eliminate the debt ceiling, right? Because things aren't bad enough. our country's not in a bad enough position. Yeah, LBC, right, exactly. Oh, you better get on that, man. Make sure your shit didn't get released, man. I hope not. Anyway, like I said, the government's, got enough crap that they're doing, but here we go. Now, to just improve or better show how bad our current economy is, the U.S. Treasury just bought back over $10 billion, $10 billion of its own debt. More evidence that we live in a freaking Ponzi scheme. Friggin' Ponzi scheme. Joe, you're the best, man. Right here. Joe just putting that out there. Yeah, I put links to everything in the description. Thanks for putting that out there, Joe. I really appreciate that, man. This is insane. It's insane. It's like literally the snake eating its own tail. That's every time I read about the Treasury buying back our own debt, that's what I think of. The snake eating its own tail. It's like just a big circle jerk from our government right here. Big circle jerk. Okay. Where's that blood pressure, man? Oh my God.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to double up today because
I'm sorry, guys. I hate, you guys know I hate the bad news, but we can't always give you the pump it up type of stuff. We unfortunately there's a lot more of the other stuff, and you really need to know. To that end, you got the stablecoin bill, Genius Act, coming up this week in Congress. I'm hoping that this bill doesn't meet the same fate as the last one, which was basically dead on arrival. Thank you to Democrats pulling their support because of all the influence that the Trump family, and I'm using my air quotes there, has because of World Liberty Financial and their USD1 stablecoin. Now, for those, well, first off, I maybe you guys don't know, I don't promote it very much, but there's always a link in the description of every video, and actually I pin it underneath all of my videos as well. I have a newsletter. Matter of fact, it should have just went out a few minutes ago. And in that newsletter, I did a whole breakdown with regard to the Circle IPO, which we're about to talk about in a moment, and about stablecoins and the latest legislation going through Congress. So if you're not on my newsletter, part of my weekly newsletter, which honestly I say weekly, but I've been slacking a little bit. It hasn't been quite weekly there, but go ahead and sign up. I try to keep you up to date with this kind of information. I also update you on a lot of the videos and these live streams that we're doing. So go ahead, sign up, and I'll try and keep you in the loop. So anyway, so like I said, these the stablecoin bill, looking to go through, maybe take some time, reach out to your congressmen and senators and tell them, listen, get this crap out there, get it done, because we need to have some kind of framework, especially when you got stuff like this. Now, this particular link right here, I actually just added this morning. I put a different link in the description, but I let me grab it. I'm going to put it in the chat so you have it if you want to go and check this out on your own. And oh crap. Hold on, I gotta fix the link because that was just horrible. There we go. Boom. All right, I just put it in the chat. Go ahead, you can check that out on your own. But basically, the Circle IPO has been like humongous. Joe, is that something you've been following? I know you pretty much focus on crypto, but is that something you've been following?
No, I haven't been following it, but I do know that people have been requesting it, like on other live streams. On people that I watch, they're asking for a Circle.
Gotcha. And I know that they've been posting about it in the Piper Academy. Matter of fact, Piper Academy Discord, Piper put out that he took a position in there. I think BC even said he took a position, if I remember correctly. BC,
yeah,
I know
so.
you. Yeah. If I'm wrong, BC, go ahead and correct me in the chat. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's like, and I get it. I get it. It's gonna get and has gotten humongous support. And when I checked this morning, as I was prepping my newsletter to go out, it was at like, I think $136, up from its initial offering of $31. So if you're able to get in on that initial offering at $31, holy gains, Batman. You are like in great shape and lots of profit. And I don't know, Joe, what do you think? I think this still has upward motion.
Oh,
Now,
heck yeah.
I'm not saying people ain't going to take profits, but I think when it's said and done, we're going to see this thing go up.
Yeah, 100%. Well, they won't go up 100%, but I completely agree. Of course, if you're thinking about getting in, of course, not financial advice, you can always ladder in or scale in. You can put some in now, wait for the retrace, and then wherever it retraces, hopefully lower than your first entry, but you just put the rest in. But yeah, I think it'll do nice.
Yeah, with the way it's been moving, I personally have stayed away from it. I mean, I don't really invest much in the whole stocks and that kind of thing, but I every once in a while, like that whole was it United Health. When Piper was talking about that, I jumped in on that. I got a little bit of money in there, but and in profit at the moment. So double thumbs there, but still, I don't do very much of that, but every once in a while. So, but if that's something you do, by all means, like Joe said, that's the smart way to do it. Not financial advice. We are not financial advisors, and I'm just an old guy. So there it is. Joe's a pup. We calling him the pup. But Circle IPO on fire. So be aware of that if you're trying to get in and making a little bit of money with regard to that. And listen, the other piece where we were just talking about the stablecoin legislation, if that goes through, I think that's going to be a catalyst to help set that price action on fire. Oh, BC just replied and said, wish my order. That's right. I remember him saying that. Oh, man. Sorry, brother. That's right. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm personally staying away from it at this point, like I said, but we shall see. But yeah, I mean, if you're thinking that this stablecoin legislation is going to pass, maybe it's something you want to think about. I don't know. Up to you. Like I said, not financial advice. All right, listen, in about 15 minutes, just to remind everybody, we're going to be heading over to Joe's stream. So sit tight if you are on YouTube. And we're going to just take you right over there. We got a few people on X. Appreciate you being here. X has been, I'll tell you what, growing crazy. And even like last night on Billy Goat Tales, they were mentioning they had a crap ton of people on X watching, which is great. I don't know. I think crypto is starting to really come alive on X with regard to like live streams and stuff like that. So if you're on X, though, I can't send you over to Joe's stream. So come on over to YouTube, smash up the like button when you get here, and we'll send you on over there in about 15 minutes. In the meantime, let's talk about this. Now, I know we have a lot of Cardano fans here, and hey, I like Cardano as well, although I will say that I am not DCAing into any more Cardano beyond what I've already done as part of like my Friday night Crypto on the Rocks thing. But here we go. The CEO of the Cardano Foundation, oh my God, I need more coffee. Cardano Foundation met with Jenny Johnson, the CEO of Franklin Templeton. Now, Franklin Templeton, we've talked about this before, Joe. They've been getting into a lot of different aspects of the crypto arena, trying to get different things to a lot of their clients. And why not? It's literally going to give them a lot more money and expand their, I think, reach, not only in the space, but just in TradFi for that matter. Excuse me. They currently hold 1.6 trillion in assets. And basically they were talking about obviously digital assets, blockchain infrastructure. And it says right here, they're going to be running Cardano nodes. So I don't know. Huge news, if you ask me. Huge news, especially if you're a Cardano bull. But I mean, Joe, I don't know if you've looked at Cardano recently. I don't know that necessarily did anything for the price action in Cardano. I think it's still been kind of weak. I mean, do you know off the top of your head? I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I think I'm always looking at Cardano. No, hasn't done anything to it. Literally nothing.
Yeah, see, and that's why I'm not really been about Cardano lately. It's like they have had, in my opinion, a lot of bullish news, lots of good things going on, all that kind of stuff, like moving in the direction you would want to see a blockchain moving in, but yet it's kind of like they're on life support price wise. I mean, yes, that could be part of our lack of altcoin season. Not that I'm looking to get down that road here, but I would think that especially the people that are in this particular live stream sitting in the background watching, because I know we got a lot of Cardano supporters here, would like to see Cardano be some of those older dinosaur coins. Okay, I'm gonna use the dinosaur coins that we'd want to see make some moves in whatever we're going to have for an altcoin cycle. I'm still of the idea, Joe, that like we're not going to see an altcoin season, or okay, I got to rephrase what I'm saying here. It's going to be an altcoin season like that. Certain altcoins, and I think dinosaur coins, again using my air quotes here, are going to be among those that are going to be the ones that do the moving. That's just my opinion. Are you still of that mindset? I know you kind of were with me there for a while. Are you still there, Joe?
Yeah. I'm very upset with this season, but from here on out, I mean, we just have to pick ones that are going to have longevity. For Cardano, I just posted it right now, but Cardano, it only went up 7% in the last 4 days, and that's including that news that just happened. So only 7% in the last 4 days. Market cap is 23.8 billion. So the higher the market cap, the harder it is to move. Granted, they can move.
You have that on your screen, Joe? I can bring it up.
Well, I have it on the chat. I have it in the chat.
Okay. Sorry.
But I mean, if you want, it's on the screen right now.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring it up if that wasn't what you had on the screen there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So this is on the daily, and the past 4 days. Again, it's gone up. Oh, let me extend it since I make it a little big. 9%. I mean, which is really nothing.
Right.
No, well, I take that back. 9% for that size market cap, 23.8 billion. I mean, that's something, but you would think that with that news that we just given, like, we might see something like this, or larger move, maybe at least one candle on that day. But I mean, it's not looking.
Yeah.
It looks okay, but there are so many other coins that look way better,
right,
or much better.
And don't get me wrong.
What's that?
Long term, I think this is a great project, Joe. Right? I mean, but like. Just
for me personally, I don't like it because it takes too long to move. And granted, I like what they're doing. They're doing more stuff, especially with Bitcoin and everything else.
Yes.
But personally, I don't like it. It takes too long. Like I want to be in coins that are going to make me money, and I want to make money now, not in 4 years or 8 years. I want to make money right now.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And what you just said, Joe, that news right there with regard to how they're going to bring Bitcoin to, and be able to move Bitcoin and so on, that should have, like, in my opinion, thrown Cardano easily back up over $1. But
and how long ago was that news again?
Good Lord, almost 2 months now, I think. I mean, I don't know. Okay. I lose track of time here in the crypto space because we know how that.
Okay, well then it might have done this move. I thought it was just recent. Well, then it might have done this move. This is in April, so about 2 months ago. So it might have done this move. So this is nice, especially for that size market cap. This is nice. It went up, retraced, went up some more, retraced, went up some more, and then now since it went up so much from where they bought it, more than likely due to the news, they started selling off.
Yeah, and BC saying ADA rips and then dips. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, That about sums it up, brother.
Just like
That about
XRP.
sums it up.
XRP will give it and then take it right back.
And yes, giveth and taketh away.
Yep.
Exactly. I didn't mean to get off on that chart there, Joe, but thank you for doing that. I really,
definitely.
I appreciate that. Hold on one second here. I'm sorry. Just trying to clear the screen. I've got one more item. And again, we're going to be heading over to Joe's live stream in about 10 minutes. And I appreciate everybody and their input in the live chat. Even when you're saying some good things about me, I like this part. Those dino coins are older than CCM. Wait, okay, where is it? There we go. The Joe.
There it is.
There it is. I thank you.
Oh, kind of cutting out a little bit. But
yeah.
BC Poor Corp.
Sorry,
I think
guys.
he's coming back. BC Poor Corp. He made a really good point. He says, I'm trying to make money so I can retire by 40. I don't care about right now. So that is a really great point. And so we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier in the show. You know, you want to have coins that have a strong community, that have longevity. In my opinion, Cardano has that. And again, not financial advice, but Cardano has the longevity. They are literally, in my opinion, Bitcoin is the turtle and, you know, moving really slow. Cardano, in my opinion, is the baby turtle behind the other turtle and going even slower. So I do think that Cardano, for longer term, in my opinion, safer hold than something like an AI agent or something like that, where it just, you know, hype and then it comes down.
Yep. Nope. Facts. I like I said, I'm not pooping on ADA at all. I like what they're doing. I like the fact they're taking their time. They're building it right. I get it. I understand. I appreciate it. I hold it, you know, and stake it for that matter. But I don't know. Lately, not overly impressed. Not overly impressed. And LBC chiming in with ADA and XRP are two peas in a pod when it comes to price. Facts, man. Facts. That's truth right there. And we know how everybody feels about XRP. Another one of those. And another one of those. There we go. There it is. All right. Anyway, one more piece of news, I guess, I want to talk about. Let's bring that on up right here. You got the communist state of California trying to put themselves in the position to be able to confiscate your crypto if you leave it on an exchange and inactive for a period of time. So I want you to hear it from their mouth because I love what the rep says here. It's a little low. The volume's a little bit low, so you really kind of got to give it a listen. But he said that they're trying to protect consumers. Bullshit. You're trying to rob us is what you're trying to do. Just saying.
Mr. Speaker, once again, muy buenas tardes, members. AB 1052 will establish a legal framework to legitimize digital assets, also known as cryptocurrency and blockchain, and unclaimed property law. California must protect consumer
That's
assets
really low.
and
Sorry,
embrace
guys.
the legal recognition of digital assets, crypto and blockchain, as we continue to modernize our economy and the systems in our society. With that, I respectfully ask for yes.
So what is he saying?
So basically, he's saying, yeah, we got to modernize. Yeah, say that 5 times fast. Modernize everything, and so we can be into the 21st century to move into crypto and blockchain technology, and again, setting in these consumer protections, which, again, these aren't consumer protections, in my humble opinion. All you're doing is setting yourself up so if somebody. And this is something that, for those who don't know, I'm putting together a series for seniors because seniors, boomers in particular, are one of the fastest growing groups coming into cryptocurrency. I'm talking about in a couple of weeks, every Saturday, I drop a new video where I'm having that conversation. In a couple of weeks, there's going to be one about this, where people using exchanges like banks. No, don't do that. I mean, I get it. Most of the people who are probably watching this are like, yeah, man, we know that already. But we need to get that word out too, because as much as you say we know that, how many people I've had on live streams who literally use exchanges as banks. And now, listen, here you go. I get it. This is just California. But if you leave it there, it's inactive for a period of time. They've just given themselves a right to take your crypto. Holy crap, man.
Or
Holy crap.
they can just not give it back to you. Close down
Right,
shop,
because then you got to jump through the hoop.
right.
Exactly, Joe. Now, let's say you decide, oh man, like the guy who threw away his computer with all the Bitcoin on it. Now you're like, oh man, I got to get my Bitcoin back from the state. Well, you think they're going to readily give it to you? Ain't happening. Ain't happening. All right, Joe, I know it's almost that time. You got to go. You always got to reset your computer, brother. I'm so sorry. I appreciate you being here because I know it wreaks havoc on you. On your system, but anything you want to throw out before we? I know you got to bail. Anything you want to throw out there?
Yeah, definitely. So everybody on X, come on over to YouTube. Make sure to smash the like. We're gonna get forwarded to my channel, and on my channel, I show you how to successfully trade without all the complicated terms or pattern memorization. I basically simplify trading. Do we win all the time? Nope. Never say that we will. Do we win? Yes, of course. Do we lose? Yes. Losing is part of the game. I have nothing to sell you. There's a lot of people that's like, oh, I'll teach you how to trade, but join my private Discord or my private whatever group. I have nothing to sell you. There's stuff that I have to offer, but that's if you want it. You don't have to get it. All you need to do is ask questions. Ask questions, and I will show you how to trade step by step. I'll give you the foundation. And that way you can have a nice level to build on. So that's what I do. So make sure to come over. Matter of fact, that's where I'm going right now, getting everything set up. We'll see you guys pretty soon. Thank you very much. And can't wait to see all the CCM raids.
Yeah, exactly. Joe, thanks again for being here. I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you.
You got it. We'll see you soon.
All right. See you in a bit. All right. So, like I said, we're going to be heading over to Joe's stream in a few minutes. I just want to kind of wrap things up here, give you a little bit of updates as to what's going on my channel. And BC saying leaves the banking industry to adopt centralized exchanges as their new bank. Yes, exactly. And man, again, I know most of the people who are here wouldn't use and utilize exchanges in that capacity, but we do have new people coming in, and we need to be able to teach them the right way to do it, which, like I said, I talk about using, and I got this from Crow, I talk about using a centralized cryptocurrency exchange like